Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is 𝗬𝗏𝗎, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, we are going to be doing a reading and energy update for our beautiful collective here on YouTube. So thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you for sharing your light and your energy here with the channel. And I'm going to go ahead and get started by shuffling one of the traditional tarot card decks. So while I'm shuffling, if you do have any personal intentions you'd like to set for the reading, then you can do so by simply thinking them in your own mind or speaking them out loud, writing them in the comment section, whatever feels most aligned for you. And I also want to say that if you do want to transmit your energy in a stronger way, sometimes liking the video and subscribing to the channel can act as forms of energetic transference. So this can allow me to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation. So I don't really know where today's reading is going to go. I am going to be leaving things very open-ended here. But what I first want to say is I feel like I am tapping into a collective that is hypersensitive. And what I'm picking up is that when I picture you as a being, it's almost like you are in this constant sort of energetic exchange with people, things, and environments around you. So it's like, yes, there is like your physical body and then your environment outside of that. And it's like for most people, it's almost like for most people, their like body would be a natural kind of energetic boundary, typically. But I'm seeing that because of how sensitive you are to energy, it's almost like you can absorb these energies into your own energetic field, and they can even manifest through your physical body, through your mind, through your emotions, really as well. And so I'm hearing you're very much an energetic being or an energy being to an extent that many people do not necessarily understand. And specifically, I'm hearing something about internalizing. So I feel that for the hypersensitive collective I am tuned into here, you have in the past, maybe growing up, maybe your entire life, have had this tendency to internalize energies that you are picking up externally, meaning not only do you feel them, do you sense them, do you process them, but at times it's almost like your system has become confused and you take these things on as your own. You assume, well, this must be me. This must be something I'm feeling energetically. This must be something I'm doing. I'm hearing even like someone saying, there must be something wrong with me. It's almost like sometimes when you pick up these spiritual or emotional energies externally from other people, from environments, from dynamics, it sends your body or your mind into kind of like this haywire state of emergency where you're sending off these alarm bells thinking that something is wrong, when in actuality, it's just that you are extremely in tune with the energies around you and with the energies of other people as well. I'm also hearing, interestingly enough, sometimes when it comes to the energies of other people, you can actually be more aware of what other people are going through, feeling, or experiencing than they are themselves. This is where I feel the dynamics can become really complicating because you can almost feel the emotions of others that they are repressing even more strongly than the emotions they are feeling consciously. So if you're around someone who is heavily in denial or heavily repressing some kind of emotion, it comes through even more strongly on their energetic signature, through their energy field. And so when you're around people who hold a lot of repressed energy, whether it's repressed guilt, repressed anger, repressed fear, you actually pick up on and feel yourself all of the emotions that that person is trying to repress or not wanting to feel. This is also why it's become very difficult for you to be around people who don't take accountability for their emotional experience, for what they're feeling, for what's coming up for them. Because when you're around people who are repressing a lot of emotional energy, that repressed energy has to manifest itself somewhere. So it comes through their energy in other ways, even if it's not conscious, even if it's not spoken. And that's when you tend to pick up on it and absorb it. So let's go ahead and tune in here to see what else I can pull, either about this dynamic or about anything else that wants to come through. I'm hearing something about a path of expansion, like the importance of you, to the best of your ability, surrounding yourself with and connecting with people who are committed to a path of expansion, a path of bettering themselves, of introspecting, of truly bringing things that they're unconscious of into the light. Yeah, here I have the 2 of Wands and also the 9 of Cups in the reverse position. Okay, so the guides are getting pretty specific here. This is going to be a hyper-specific message, so keep in mind, I sometimes do channel very specific people and energies, so of course, when it comes to those specific details, especially use your intuition, only take what really connects for you. But I feel as though I'm picking up on an external person connected to you. This could be an Aries, because I see Aries energy, also fire sign energy in general. There's a lot of psychic energy coming through from this person. So even if you are not communicating with them or connected with them, there's a very strong psychic bond. And what I'm getting from this person is this is someone who, I'm hearing something about a March birthday. I don't know why that could be relevant, or just the month of March in general. But I mean, that's also a correlation to Aries energy, because some of the Aries sign people do have a birthday in March. Of course, there could be Pisces energy in there as well. But anyway, I feel as though there's someone here who feels like they aren't reaching their full potential. Someone who's very hard on themselves, who almost feels like a failure in their own life, or feels like they're dissatisfied with themselves and their life. And I feel like this is a person or an energy who almost sees you kind of like an escape from all of the perceived failures or shortcomings of themselves and their life. Now, interestingly, I'm getting something about pride, like pridefulness or arrogance. So this person may actually be someone who does tend to exhibit traits of someone who is very prideful or very arrogant, like full of themselves in a way, or at the very least, somewhat stubborn. And yet deep down, they feel as though they are not happy with themselves and their life. And in fact, those 2 dynamics are probably connected, because for whoever this is, the reason that they project this pride or this arrogance is because they're deeply dissatisfied with themselves or their life. They feel like they've failed in some sense. And I feel with the 2 of Wands, it's like they see you consciously or unconsciously as a way to bypass all of their problems, or as like some form of escape here. I'm hearing they see in you everything that they feel that they're not. And that's what draws them to you. But the thing is, I keep getting this is very unconscious. I'm hearing something about tattoos. Maybe this person has a tattoo, or that's relevant somehow. But I really feel as though this is someone who, it's almost like they're leaving you feeling energetically used. You may feel drained around this person. You may get this strange sense of feeling used without really knowing why. And that's your intuition telling you that this person is kind of trying to use you as, and again, they could be doing it unconsciously, and very likely are, because I'm getting in many cases, they aren't consciously aware of this, but it's almost like they see in you everything they feel they are not. Now, interestingly, the word resentful keeps coming up. So it's like it's like this is the kind of person who would tell you that they love you, whether that's romantic or platonic, depending on whether it's a friend, a family member, a coworker, a lover. But I feel like they would express a lot of warm feelings to you in words or in actions. But there's almost this underlying current of resentment with this person, because I'm hearing it's almost like they are expressing this love and adoration for you with their words or with their actions. But in actuality, there's a resentment because they see in you everything they feel that they are not or cannot be. And so it's almost like, do they love you? Do they care about you? Or is it that they actually want to be you? Like they wish that they were you. That's the kind of strange feeling I'm getting here. It's almost akin to a little bit of jealousy or something like that, but so deeply buried because this person knows that that jealousy isn't justified. So I feel like instead of addressing it or talking about it, by the way, even if this is a romantic person, I'm still picking up that jealousy, which I know sounds really strange that someone who's romantically interested in you or has had a bond with you could also be jealous of you, but that really can happen. It's almost like they see you glowing. They see you thriving. I'm hearing there's something about how you so authentically connect with people, and this person covets that. They wish that they could authentically connect with people in the same way. They could, I'm hearing, make people glow. Maybe there's something about you that literally lights people up, and they see this. It's like they're observant of it, and they're telling you that they admire it, but there's this strange undercurrent beneath that you can't quite place. And that's your intuition pointing you towards a deep buried like resentment or jealousy within this person. But what I'm getting is I'm hearing they've been cut off from whatever they wanted from you. I'm hearing it's almost like they were living some kind of dream or fantasy by proxy through you. That's okay. The words I was looking for just came to me, living vicariously through you. That's what this person was doing. But now they're being cut off from doing that. I almost see like your guides or your higher self, whatever spiritual forces you connect with, coming in to like literally cut this person off from something that they want with you or from you. And you may not have even been aware of this happening. So what I mean is you suddenly may have just felt very repulsed by the idea of connecting with this person, or you suddenly may have felt pushed away from them, or maybe it was even stranger where like you just suddenly were disconnected from them, or something happened where there was like a glitch in your communication or some disconnect. But I feel like the divine literally stepped in here to cut this person off from something that they wanted from you. I'm hearing something about trumpets, could be something about musical instruments, but also when I think of trumpets, I think of like announcing something. For some reason, I saw this like red carpet being like laid out for you. And it's almost like your guides are laying out this pathway for you to a greater level of like success or abundance or something in your life. And part of this preparation is to cut off people who are siphoning your energy in some way. And I'm hearing sometimes this happens beyond your knowledge. So it's like, with this person, you may have thought that they disconnected from you, or that there was just a random fight or argument that seemed to come out of nowhere. I'm hearing showing their true colors. I feel like in some cases, spirit actually revealed this person's true colors to you, maybe in really unexpected kinds of ways, where it was just like completely out of the blue. This person just suddenly started, I don't know, like acting a certain way, or maybe even said things that seemed to be out of character for them, but were actually revealing of their true character. And I feel this person, if that happened, they actually deeply regretted having done or said these things, because they didn't intend to. They didn't want, I'm hearing, the mask to slip. They didn't want you to see this side of themselves, but they were almost, it's like their hand was forced. They were forced to reveal their true colors to you. Again, just for those of you connecting with that specific message, they could have been cut out of your life in some other way as well. But I feel like with the Four of Cups reversed, you've been meant to move in some kind of new direction here. And now this person is kind of in an echo chamber internally. They're hearing their own thoughts echoing back to them without having the distraction of you. And So what's happening with the Judgment card and the Lovers reversed is like they've been cut off from something that they were using, that they were getting from you or siphoning from you, whether it was energy, attention, distraction, something that they were feeding themselves into to not have to face themselves, to not have to face the ways in which they felt inadequate or deeply unfulfilled in themselves or in their life. This is like a massive wake-up call for them with the Judgment card. And it's actually meant to call forth inner reflection. And it's meant to call forth almost like a sort of awakening within this person. I'm getting that they were very purposeless and drifting. So it's almost like when they saw you being so purposeful, so intentional with yourself, with your life, having these big dreams and goals, having so much passion, they were almost drawn to you because you represented everything they were not. Now, the guides are saying you actually may notice this happening fairly often at this stage of your spiritual journey, where you may notice that people are sometimes attracted to you because you represent everything that they feel they are not within themselves. And it's like a strange kind of version of opposites attract, except it's that they want to be like you. And you may actually experience this strange dynamic either in love or in your friendships, where it's really important to sort through, like, does this person want to connect with you and mutually be in this supportive connection with you, or are they wanting to be you? Like, are they wanting you and wanting your reality, or are they happy with themselves and their own reality and wanting to be in this mutually supportive connection with you? I just keep hearing, do they want to be with you or do they want to be you? And that can be family members, romantic friendships, all kinds of connections in your life. And I'm hearing to be very cautious of that as well when it comes to the really deep bonds that you develop. Because another thing that I'm getting, and this may have happened with this particular person, is they may have been acting really interested in things going on in your life and almost like making you feel like it was safe to tell them information or to open up a deeper part of yourself. And it's almost like I feel like you are someone who has so many layers to yourself and such a deep, rich relationship with your own inner world. And there's a part of you that just longs to be able to open that up to a group of people or to another person, like in a friendship, family members, like romantic relationships, like to be able to be seen for who you really are, for all of those levels and layers. It's like what maybe for someone listening, what you crave the most, but not everyone deserves to see you in that way. And not everyone is capable of seeing you. In fact, I would say most people are not capable of holding space for all of your layers, for all of your multidimensional aspects. And I'm strongly getting that with this person, it's almost like I don't want to say they tricked you, but it's like they wanted to know more about you. They wanted information about you. I'm hearing collateral. I hate that this reading feels so negative. I don't mean it that way, but I feel like this is a dynamic someone's been through that I want to shed some light on, because I'm really getting that with this person, it's like they wanted some form of leverage, something that it is almost like a form of collateral. Like I'm hearing an insurance that you wouldn't leave their life, that you wouldn't disconnect from them. The thing is, they don't realize your level of bravery. They don't realize that you're not going to keep someone in your life just because you opened up really deeply to them, just because you gave them a lot emotionally or showed a lot of yourself. You're still willing to walk away after revealing a lot of yourself to a person, after opening up your world. Yes, it can cause a lot of pain, but you're still willing to set those self-honoring boundaries, and you have the courage to walk away from what is no longer supporting you, no matter how it seemed to deeply connect with you previously. But I feel like this person underestimated that, because it's almost like they thought that if they had this depth with you, that again, I keep getting, it's almost like an artificial depth, like maybe a one-sided sharing where you shared a lot with this person about yourself, but now you're realizing like there were a lot of things that they held back or were not necessarily open about when it came to you. I also feel like this is the kind of person who would make you feel like it's safe to share information, but then they could take that same information and kind of throw it back in your face in a way, or use it in a way that causes you emotional pain. Now, this reading will not be for everyone, but if this is for you, the reason this is coming up is because I'm getting you've experienced this dynamic with this person. And it's almost like, and maybe it was shocking or jarring to you when this other side of them was revealed to you, which was actually, I'm hearing desperation. It was like, when their true colors were revealed, they were acting out of desperation, out of fear of losing you, or fear of somehow losing something that they were getting from you. But again, that was being divinely disconnected or like taken from them. There was nothing even you could do about that, because I'm getting that the reason that there was this divine disconnect where something had to be taken away from this person, whether it was more of your time or your energy or your communication. The reason for this is, again, I'm seeing that red carpet being laid out. I feel like a pathway is being laid out for you. I'm hearing that is meant to be tread softly. I'm not sure exactly what that means. I'm sure we'll get into it, but I feel like there's a level of softness and warmth and openness that you are bringing to this red carpet, so to speak, that you are bringing to this journey, this pathway that's being that's being laid out for you. Those are the words I was looking for. But this person had kind of like a harshness or a coldness to their energy. And again, going back to the way that you have this energy body that reacts strongly to the people and things around you more than most people understand. When you're around someone who's really harsh or cold, I feel like it actually creates this tension or this, I don't know quite how to describe it, like this ruggedness in your energetic field, almost like you have to tense up and brace yourself emotionally, mentally, maybe even physically, to kind of block out some of that cold or some of that harshness from people who naturally are that way. Whereas when you're around people with soft hearts, like open hearts and good intentions, your body naturally relaxes, your nervous system relaxes, and I'm hearing you blossom like a flower in those kinds of presences and those kinds of energies, which is why right now I really feel that Spirit is coming through to really ask who is supporting that blossoming, who is supporting that softness, and who is reinforcing that kind of like jaggedness, that like harshness, that need to kind of tense up and close out those energies. And you can definitely feel the difference. I'm getting like this is something you feel in your gut, in your physical body, through your emotional experiences, because being around people who are truly safe and warm and supportive, it feels like taking a deep breath, sometimes like breathing out, exhaling for the first time. And in the reverse of that, of course, when you're around people who carry this like harshness, this coldness, I'm getting even with this specific person, if this has been connecting, this may be the type of person who uses humor, but in a really like harsh kind of cruel sort of way, or like uses humor to like insult people and may play it off as like a joke, but they have this like harshness about their energy. And to be honest, what it really is internalized self-rejection, parts of themselves that they reject. I hate to say self-hatred, but sometimes it does feel that extreme when it comes to certain aspects of this person. Like there are parts of themselves that they really truly have deeply rejected. They've internalized that, and then what they do is, instead of processing it and introspecting and reconnecting with themselves, I feel like this person has a lot of shadow. They have a lot that's still in their unconscious self. And so they tend to project those qualities onto people and things around them in the form of judgments. But I'm hearing exception. Like you may have always felt like an exception, like you were the one that this person was soft to and warm to and would never treat that way, even though that's how they've treated like everyone and everything else in their life with that kind of harshness. And you may have felt like you held a lot of value to this person. And in a way, I feel like that was true. I feel like there is something about you and about your energy that even this person themselves feels is like an exception to their rule. Like it's almost like they think that they're kind of an outcast or kind of a loner, or that they don't really like or get along with most people, but you are like an exception to that rule for them. But again, I'm just getting a strong sense that in spite of that, there is this internalized negative energy within this person that's deeply repressed that you tend to be negatively impacted by when you're around them. And that's why this person has been disconnected, either communication-wise or literally, from your reality, at least for the time being. It's because you're being prepared for a pathway that is meant to be tread softly, and people who are still approaching life with a coldness and a harshness and a rigidity and a judgment aren't going to be able to walk that path with you hand in hand. Not to say that they won't ever be able to have a conversation with you, interact with you, connect with you, but they're not going to truly be able to walk that path with you in terms of being right there with you every step of the way as a true supporter, if that makes sense. And I do sense that this weeding out has been happening, where you've really been shown the contrast between people who are more so in this 5 of Cups energy, like pessimistic, focusing on the negative in this kind of low vibrational space, feeling maybe disappointed just with themselves or with life generally, and people who bring more light into your life with the Sun card, people who make you feel stronger. And I'm getting that strength, by the way, can be felt even physically, that when you're around these kinds of people who truly lift you up, even your physical body may feel stronger and more vibrant and clearer. You may feel more energized, even at that literal physical level, because all layers and levels of your body, whether we're talking about the physical body, the energy body, the emotional body, the spiritual body, it's all interconnected. And for some reason, I feel like that message itself has been coming up really strongly recently, to pay attention to just how interconnected and holistic your experience of living and being is, that everything is connected, and that you, in a sense, are connected with your environment, with your social circle, with the people that you talk to regularly, people that you lean on for support, and to really be cautious of who you're allowing into that inner safe space and who you're opening up to and sharing the depths of yourself with, because you are such a rare person, and getting to know you on that deeper level truly is a gift, and not one to be given lightly. And I do feel that there have been people who have taken it for granted being able to see you on such a deep level. But I will say on that note that that level of access is really, it's really being narrowed at this point. Like, I feel that you have become very difficult to access in the best way, spiritually speaking. That spirit, in a sense, is like making it more difficult to connect with you, to be around you consistently, to communicate with you, to access you, unless someone is truly, really committed to sustaining the kind of vibration where they can connect with you from that place. Okay, so I'm going to be reshuffling the cards here, and I just want to see if there's anything else that I can channel here. I will say with the 4 of Cups reversed that I do see you moving forward in some kind of passionate, positive action that feels really inspired. Yeah, we have the Ace of Swords as well. This feels like a massive breakthrough, bringing new opportunities, but we keep getting this 5 of Cups. I almost feel like this is what has to be pushed through to allow this breakthrough. It's almost like something has to be cleared. There's some kind of deep, energetic kind of wound or blockage that has to be cleared or let go with the 8 of Cups here. Yeah, this is like a walking away, moving on, letting something go. I feel like there's something that's been weighing really heavily on you, possibly affecting your throat chakra and solar plexus chakra. So this would be like affecting your ability to clearly hear and connect with your inner truth, and also your sense of confidence as well. And yeah, something that's just become very heavy with the 10 of Wands. And this may be a situation that, as I said earlier, could be part of what is causing you to feel ungrounded at times, to feel anxiety, to maybe have sleep issues or feel like on high alert, like you have kind of like mental alarm bells going off sometimes. If this has been your experience, this may be because of something that is heavily weighing on you. Now, of course, I'm not a medical professional, so I always recommend pursuing any potential medical causes with a doctor or medical professional. But with the Lovers card here as well, I actually feel that, ironically, there is some kind of partnership or coming together with other people. I see it with the 3 of Cups also, where it's like, I feel like the way is being cleared for you to connect with. I mean, if you're in the dating or romantic world right now, this would be like harmonious, beautiful, warm, supportive romantic connections, or maybe the one that you've been manifesting. If this is more platonic for you, I see this being you attracting in a community that feels that way, but it's almost like this weeding out is happening first. And I'm hearing any dynamics from the past that haven't been fully closed out, or maybe haven't been completely let go, that are still weighing on you, may actually be coming up to the surface in a more powerful way, almost like they're being highlighted so that they can be cleared, to allow in these new kinds of safer, warmer, more supportive love. So I am going to be continuing this onto the extended version of this reading. So if this is connecting and you'd like to join me in the extended, the link to do so will be under this video in the pinned comment and description box. You can listen either from YouTube memberships or on Patreon, just depending on your personal preference. But otherwise, I'm going to close the reading here for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. I would love to hear from you in the comments if anything connected for you personally. But otherwise, I'm sending you huge amounts of love, and I will connect with you here again in the next reading.